did an interview there in person. This is the first in-person interview we've done for Battle on the Border, which is extremely exciting for us. I knew it was going to be in person. Originally, we were going to do it during intermission, but we decided that doing it before was better because during intermission it gets kind of wild and it's really loud, and we didn't know how the sound would work, so we did it before. So we interviewed Doug Pyles. Is that what I said earlier?
That's what it sounds.
I apologize if I got the name wrong. I'm almost 100% positive it's Doug Pyles. I was extremely excited to interview him. He is a board member, on the board of directors member. He deals with the venues, setting up the venues, and he's been working there since day one for the company, so he knows a lot of the in and outs of the company. I wish, looking back on the interview, I wish I would have asked him a little bit more about the venues, but I got kind of caught up with him because he mentioned something, and then I was like, oh, I gotta ask this, and I also didn't want to take up a lot of his time because, you know, he's an important part of the group, so I didn't want to take up a lot of time from him, so I wasn't trying to rush it, but I also wasn't trying to take up a lot of his time, but enjoy this interview with Doug Pyles. All right, we are here at Battle on the Border, Moro, Ohio, Legends and All-Stars show. Will you introduce yourself to the fans?
Yeah, my name is Doug Pyles, and I'm a member of the board of directors, and I've been with the company since 2016.
Now, what is your role exactly as far as board of the members go? Sometimes you hear that it's kind of a broader term. So
we have a board of directors. We have 8 members on it. What I do a lot of times, I help find new venues for us to do the shows at. We help get the posters made and set up. They're the day of the show to make sure everything gets set up and stuff. Can't do as much as I used to on the chair now a little bit, but like I said, we'll still be a part of everything, and my family's a part of it, but I help get concessions set up. Everything in the day of the show that can be done, I'm part of.
All right. I asked Denham this, I asked Russell this when we interviewed him. What was it that got you into professional wrestling as a fan?
I've been watching wrestling since I was a little kid. I used to go and go to Cincinnati Gardens when wrestling came to town all the time. I had a friend that got us front row tickets. And I've been a fan for years, and I've got to meet a lot of the guys and stuff, and been a passion when Denham started the company. I missed the very first show, I didn't know about it, but once I came and saw it, my kids saw it, everybody fell in love with it, and I became a bigger part of it the next year, and been doing it ever since.
Yeah, it's a great promotion. This is my first ever independent wrestling promotion I got to see. It sets high standards, I think, for the rest of them that you can see.
Definitely.
So, what were some of your favorite wrestlers maybe when you were younger, when you started watching?
I mean, of course, I started off with the Four Horsemen, a long time with Ric Flair and Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, and all those guys. Then Sting has always been one of my favorites for years. He's been doing that. But like I said, I got to meet a lot of them. Hands of Stone Ronnie Garvin was one of the nicest guys I ever met. A lot of people didn't like him, but I met him and talked to him, and super nice guy.
Really?
Yeah.
You said you met a lot. So would you say that people who portray bad heels on screen, are they maybe nicer sometimes, it seems? Because my dad has also met you met Ric Flair.
Yeah, I met Flair.
Said he loved Ric Flair.
Yeah,
Ric Flair
I mean,
was super nice. And it feels like I hear more and more about some of the people who portray the heels on character. Maybe off screen, they're a little bit nicer than they portray.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are. A lot of them play heels if you meet them in person, they're nothing like the character they play, and and a lot of people used to freak out about that with the kayfabe and everything, but with the internet and stuff now, everybody knows that. I mean, one of the biggest things that threw a lot of people is in the WWE, it was WWF then, but Sergeant Slaughter and the Iron Sheik used to ride back and forth to matches together, and they got in trouble because people saw them out together doing stuff and they weren't supposed to be, and so it's a lot bigger deal back then than it is now. So
I think that's good for the wrestling, wrestling as a whole, is that you get to see both sides, because it makes it more impressive, in my opinion, that you're in the ring, you can turn it off like that, or turn it on like that, then you're out of the ring, you turn it off just like that.
Well, and like I said, nowadays it's hard to keep anything a secret, no matter what you do. Everybody's looking for that big pop, but it used to be that the kayfabe stuff, they stayed, a lot of them stayed in character all the time. If you met up somewhere, they don't want to do that, and some of the guys still do. But I'm friends with a lot of the guys here now, and some of them do the same way. We don't say anything to each other when everybody's around, but we get a chance to talk before the matches and do that, and we're actually really good friends. So
you have someone on the roster here, Battle on the Border, Carson Drake.
Yes.
I mean, he's been compared to MJF.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of comparisons.
I can see the comparison to that.
I mean, he's wrestling Brian Pillman tonight. If you had to
blame maybe just like the excitement around this match. I feel like it's a match that I'm looking forward to the most, probably, especially after what they did the last time.
Yeah.
It's just a great way, the way they work together.
Well, and both of them are, they're young and talented and coming up. Pillman's a little bit further advanced than Carson, but Carson's got a bright future, and we got to get the megaphone away from him.
Oh, geez.
He's kind of annoying with that.
Please take it away from him. I seen it earlier. I thought about snatching it. But he's a little bit bigger than me. I didn't want him to hit me.
But he does a great match, and he's, he plays his part very well, and he's very athletic and talented, and honestly, the same way. I think that's probably going to be one of the most competitive matches tonight.
Brian Pillman's a huge draw too. How cool is it? You've seen him. You obviously was here before he was on TV, right? Mm-hmm. And he goes on TV. Now he's coming back. How exciting is that to have someone who you get to see his career grow, and he's coming back now? It has to be really exciting for him. You're probably exciting for Battle on the Border too.
Yeah, it is for Battle on the Border, and that's one thing with Pillman. I mean, it was neat for me the first time I met him because I met his dad. Right. Years ago, I met and talked to his dad, and they're very, very similar. I mean, and Brian Jr. started off a little bit later, but the drive is there now completely. I mean, he wants to be the best, and he's not going to stop so he can. And it's great to see him go from starting to wrestle with us in Cincinnati and training to being with AEW now, and see him on TV all the time, and it's great for us too. I mean, like I said, he talks about us, so it helps build us up. So yeah, I'm very glad he's here.
Now, obviously, I'm not going to try to get you in any trouble with the wrestlers here.
Oh, you're fine.
What are some of the wrestlers that you want to see promoting more? Some of their favorite wrestlers that are on the roster right now. Of course, all of them are great, but just some of the ones that you think are just like they're just a couple steps away from maybe being the next big star.
Well, and some of it that way. I mean, Jackson Stone that's wrestling tonight. I mean, He started off with us. He's been one of our heavyweight champions and stuff, and now with Impact Wrestling, and won the gut check and everything that way. It was really great. Paxton Calloway is another one that I could really see having a future and doing something. On the women's side, I honestly, within the next couple of years, I think you're going to see Ari Alexander sign with. I mean, she's been to AEW. Shauna Reed also been to AEW and stuff that way. If they learn and listen to the people that's around, that's one good thing with Battle on the Border. We have a lot of veterans that are willing to come in and help the younger people learn, and and most of them will listen and soak it up, and it's great. But yeah, we've got a few of them that I think that we just take advantage of having them now while we can, because we know they're probably going to move on.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously we're filming this before the show starts. Do you have any predictions maybe for tonight, or do you just want to go in and just see what's going to happen? I mean, do you have anything you know?
I mean, honestly, the Carson Drake match, I have a feeling Carson's going to do whatever he can to pull out a win.
Right.
Pillman's already won once, and they're wanting to do a best of 3, and I don't think Carson wants to lose 2 in a row. So I think he's going to do whatever he can to get that win tonight. I mean, another good match is going to be Jackson Stone with Sergeant Ledbetter. Jackson's more experienced, but Ledbetter's here and he's got people to back him up, so that's going to be a really good match. And the women's championship match, and nothing against Shauna or Malia, either one, but I'm pulling for Ari on that one. She's worked hard, been here for a long time, and wrestles really well for us. So I like to see people reward if they can do it. I hope she's able to pull it off and get that title for a little while.
All right. Well, is there anything else that you wanted to give, send a message to anybody or promote anything else?
And just let everybody know. I mean, we're here on May 14th doing this. Our next show, we got a brand new venue. It's going to be July 23rd, and it's actually going to be in Wars Hill, Indiana, which is right outside of Aurora.
All right.
My hometown.
Oh, nice.
My hometown. I grew up in Wars Hill, and it's going to be at the Firehouse at Wars Hill. Should be a great night, and maybe an outdoor show, might be an indoor show. We got the option that day. If the weather's bad, we can move it inside. If it's not, we're going to try to do it outside. We love the outdoor shows if we could do them that way, but this venue's great. We can do it either way, and it's not a problem.
All right, real quick, because what is your favorite venue that you work with Battle on the Border here so far? Do you have one?
Well, honestly, the best show that we've ever done that I liked was we did it in the VFW by Sailor Park, and we had Shane Douglas versus Sandman, and it couldn't have been better. I mean, 2 ECW stars. We were outside. It got dark. We had the ring lit up with car headlights, and those two were going at it. And to me, that was the best show we ever had with that kind of thing with it. It felt like old school wrestling and doing that. But I mean, there's so many good things and bad things with all the venues that right now we're doing a couple new ones this year, and like I said, I think we're just going to continue to grow and get better, and hopefully have better crowds and get more people there.
Absolutely, and I hope we can try to help you guys do that. I
We appreciate it.
I really do like Battle on the Border. Make sure you come out July 23rd is when you
July
say next show.
23rd. Yep.
If you follow me on Facebook or anything else, you'll see the ticket link information. I'll make sure to get it out to you. I'm glad that you got to announce this on the show because I was wondering. I was asking her. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, when the next show?"
July 23rd.
All right. Well, I guess that's about it. Is there anything? That's it.
No, I hope to see some people at the shows. Bring your friends and family and come on out, and hopefully come and have a fun night and enjoy yourselves.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
All right.